Hey, how's everybody doing? Straight right boxing talk. Pretty decent scrap coming up this weekend. Martin Murray versus Gabe Rosado. I'm going to do a quick rundown of the usual, the strengths and weaknesses, and go over quickly how I think Murray can and should win this fight. Murray is 34, 4 and 1, 16 knockouts. He stands 6 feet even with a 73-inch reach. Gabe Rosado 23 and 10 with 13 knockouts, 5'11 and a half, 71 and a half inch reach. Last three fights, Murray beat um, uh, Spera, was it? In 2 rounds back on May 7th. Then he beat, no, sorry, he lost that unanimous decision to George Groves June 25th, 2016. Then he had a unanimous decision win over Lawal on November 12th, 2016. So this will be his first fight this year. Gabe Rosado's last three, he had a unanimous decision win over Joshua Clottey, December 19th, 2015. Unanimous decision win over Antonio Gutierrez, June 4th this year. And then a unanimous decision loss in a shit show fight over William Monroe, against William Monroe Jr., September 19th, 2016. Their best wins, Murray, you could say, he allegedly, in my opinion, he beat Felix Sturm. He came damn close to beating Sergio Martinez, which would have had him as the lineal middleweight champion of the fucking world. So, and in my opinion, he had a damn close fight with Arthur Abraham too, which he could easily have won. So, Murray is definitely world level. He's just on that edge though, so it's tough to say. But he's a very good all-around fighter. No real one thing that stands out about him. Gabe Rosado, his best win, tough to say too. I mean, he lost against Peter Quillen, where he put up a fucking tremendous fight, but his fucking eyelid was hanging off the side of his head, which is one of his weaknesses, is that he's got paper thin skin. Clottey might be his best win name wise, but the guy has a unbelievable resume. He's lost to Triple G, Peter Quillen, Jermell Charlo, Lemieux, William Monroe, and that's all since 2013. So both of these guys have pretty good resumes. First with the strengths, Martin Murray is his toughness and his heart. Which you watch the Triple G fight, you'll see the guy he wouldn't give up. I mean, he obviously tapered off as the fight went on, but the guy has obvious balls. He's a good technical boxer. He fights with that high clamshell guard. He's got good movement, good defense overall. Sneaky, fast hands as well, and he fights really well on the back foot. Martin Murray also has an active lead hand, which he uses to set up the right. His jab is fast and accurate, and I saw it described, which I agree with, as more of a 22 instead of a fucking missile like Golovkin's jab. Murray's is more of a 22. It's fast, accurate, and it's used to distract and to set you up. He overall fights a controlled fight. Like I said, he stays in that tight shell defense, and he kind of just frustrates his opponents and chips away and chips away. So that's basically Murray. He's also a good size for a middleweight, 6 feet, so that's another one of his strengths. For Gabe Rosado, like Murray, he's tough as fuck. Big heart. Watch the Golovkin Quillen fights. This guy will try to fight through anything. He's aggressive, and he has a high work rate as well. He's got a good jab, which he'll double and triple up at times. He's fairly agile and adaptable for his size. He can fight inside and outside. He seems to improve as fights progress, unless his face falls apart on him. He's got really good timing, good counterpunching, decent uppercut. His defense is solid, pretty good head and upper body movement. I mean, overall, he's a pretty solid boxer puncher who's fearless. And you could say Murray is fearless as well, which is what makes this interesting. To the weaknesses, Martin Murray, he's accurate, but he lacks power all around. He only really throws combos when he's hurt, when his opponent's hurt or covered up. He can be caught retreating in a straight line. He can be caught covered up against the ropes, which is where Triple G hit him with that body shot and where Triple G dropped him late. He might struggle to get back to 160 after having the last few fights at 168. And as with Rosado, Murray can be his own worst enemy. Just their toughness can work against him. He has a tendency to grab and hold on the inside rather than to use his feet to control distance, which he has the ability to do. Um, and he also tends to just stay behind that tight guard and catch and shoot too much. So that's Murray. On to Gabe. He can be reckless and take unnecessary punishment at times. He's a bit shop-worn too, and he's extremely susceptible to cuts and swelling and all that kind of shit. Too brave for his own good, really. He tends to start slow and cautiously too, which something Martin should take advantage of. Gabe has the ability to fight on the back foot, but he can be lured into a war. Going into this fight, also, he's lost 5 of 7, not including a no contest against Jalen Love, who got fucking bagged for PEDs. And in his last fight, Gabe did not look really good against Monroe at all. So he kind of might be approaching, or he might already be at that journeyman type stage. But he's a good, tough fighter, and he's fought. His resume is fucking fantastic. He's fought a lot of really good fighters. It's just, he hasn't beat many or any of them really. But it is what it is. The guy's got nuts. They both do. How Murray wins this fight, he uses his jab and his lateral movement to keep Rosado from finding a fixed target. Can't be afraid to let his hands go. He can't, but he has to be reasonable about it. He's got fast hands, and Rosado's face cuts and swells unbelievably fast. Gabe also doesn't have huge power. Both have good chins. Murray is faster with his hands and his feet, which really should be the difference in this fight if he fights intelligently. Overall, it should be a reasonably entertaining fight. Both guys have fought some of the best out there and come up just short. I love Murray's attitude and honesty in defeat. I don't like how Gabe acted after the Triple G fight, where he claimed that he thought fucking Elvis Grant had given Golovkin a pair of special fucking loaded gloves, which obviously is asinine. Grant came out and said that's fucking ludicrous. Why would I risk my reputation for one single fighter, or let alone anybody really? But it's fucking berserk. I like how Murray's always gracious and honest, and I like both guys really, but that kind of irked me about Gabe. I can see how both fighters pull this one out, but I think Murray's classical boxing, his defense, and his hand and foot speed will win out against the fading Gabe Rosado. I see this as probably a unanimous decision win for Murray, who I hope gets one more crack at a title. If anyone in the game deserves it, it's him. So that's basically what I've got. Should be a pretty good, entertaining fight. Thanks again for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. Straight right boxing talk. I hope you're all doing well.